with little or no editing, it's Defense Up. I'm Run 7. How you doing? We have a stealth buff to Doom 3.3 and some placement issues with Viv and Hulkbuster. If you want to check those out, go to Mobile Gamer's latest offer review video. He talks about those in a little bit more detail in the beginning. Also, Mobile Gamer has some great stuff there. If you're not already watching him, I like to point out the good content creators. Here at Defense Up, we like to grade on 5 different criteria. It's who you're using, their placement, their power levels, their ISOs, and what kind of mood I'm in. Been feeling pretty chipper since I got settled here in Texas. Sent my kids off to school today, their first day at the new schools. I think I was more nervous than they are. But aside from like a mere panic attack before stream started, we're feeling pretty good today. But then I come in and I see the ISOs on this team. Team number 1 is... You know, this is a great team, the Wakandans. They're amazing in Crucible. They're pretty good defense or offense team in War. But the problem is that Okoye is a raider, and we want her to be a skirmisher so that you get the triple tap combo off of Black Panther and Okoye. Remember, if Okoye kills someone off of a Black Panther combo, Black Panther still gets that turn meter. So you absolutely want Okoye to be a striker, or I'm sorry, a skirmisher, and Black Panther a striker, so that you can get the triple tap combo. Plus, we want to make M'Baku a striker as well, so he gets a triple tap combo off of Okoye. You can do that with Killmonger, but Killmonger has so much crit built into his kit that Raider's kind of the way to go there. And then, of course, Shuri is a fortifier or healer. Fortifier for the raid content, if that's the way you want to go. Otherwise, she's native as a healer. So I don't like that. I'm okay with the placement. Later, when you get Black Panther up into like teal gear, I'd like to see Black Panther adjacent to M'Baku. However, I think that if M'Baku is at the same power level as the rest of your team, you should just be keeping Black Panther and Killmonger away from M'Baku and keep Shuri next to him instead, because on everybody's roster, most everybody, Shuri is the bigger character and can take those hits and survive it. So I'd like a placement change, but I really need the ISO change on those 2 tunes to get a lot more value out of your Okoye. For me, this is a C. You wasted a lot building them up with the wrong ISOs. Team number 2 is the Marauders. Now, I don't like the Marauder team. The more I play against them, and the more I see people playing against mine, I just find them quite useless. I think that Madeline Pryor was a luxury and a waste at that. I think Emma can be used on other teams, and we'll see where in the future here. I would like, if you're going to run this exact team, I'd like a placement swap between Emma and Mystique. Now, I know Mystique turns invisible and keeps chain attacks from going through, but there aren't any teams that we use into this that do chain attacks. It's not really that big a deal. Keeping her in the middle of the team is better in my opinion. And then Emma heals so incredibly much. She can take the splash damage off of Strife, and it's not a problem. So I like keeping those deflects, those evades on Mystique so that she can transfer them to Sinister, and Sinister can give them back to the rest of the team. Skirmisher or Raider or Healer is a great choice for Strife. Not really, it doesn't really matter because he just doesn't have any synergy. Just don't do Fortifier. His reworked kit does everything the Fortifier does, except for that fringe case of like a minor defense down. That doesn't matter. So don't use Fortifier, but otherwise you're pretty good. Raider on Mystique is okay, and yeah, this works for me. The ISOs is fine. So a little placement tweak is all I really want to see. I'm going to go A- on this one. Team number 3 is that Unlimited team. I like saving these guys for offense in War. They're great on defense in Crucible. They're great on offense in Crucible. But for War, I think we should be saving them or parts of them for offense. I hear that the Infinity Watch does well into this team. I haven't tried that matchup yet. Of course, Infinity Watch works well against everything but the Young Avengers. Yeah, so this is okay. I'm okay with the ISOs. Yeah, I'm okay with all of this. We should probably do a placement swap, though. We should be getting Firebrand or Stormfire or whatever that guy's name is. Put him on... Oh, gosh. So I want it to go from right to left. I want it to go Rogue, Gambit, Dazzler, Phantom X, and then Fire Guy. All right? So let's get a little placement tweak. As far as the ISOs go, there's a little bit of room to play with this, so I'm okay with that. I'm going to go A- on that. Team number 4 is the Doom Mercs. Now, we used to put Surfer on this team, and it's a pretty good choice. Nothing wrong with this. Although on defense, I like Surfer as a Raider for the crit damage. On offense, you use him as Striker because you're picking the targets, you're going into the vulnerables, picking which effects you want to copy and clear and stuff like that. So I like him as a Raider, but on this team, I think you should throw Emma in here in place of Surfer, because then Emma can give Doom a cleanse. She can speed this team up a little bit more, getting to that blind on Taskmaster. I like that you made Taskmaster a Raider, throwing out the vulnerables for Doom, and in this case, Surfer to go into, and then you went with the native ISOs on the Merc minions. That's fine. I think that your Riot Guard is a little squishy, so Fortifier is a good pick there. And then, of course, you have Healer on the guy that heals, so that's okay. The only reason you would change the ISOs on the Mercs is if you were going to go Striker Skirmisher combo. Either way works. You can make him a Striker or a Skirmisher. But I like Raider for this team. The way you've got it going is pretty good. So I'm going to go A-. I would like to see Surfer as a Raider on defense, but better yet, I'd like to see you put Emma in on this team. I think it's going to be better. People are just going to ability block Doom. They're going to come into this team with like with White Tiger and friends, whatever that team's name is. They're going to come in with that team and probably just destroy this. Surfer can cause some RNG problems to happen in there, but it's a 20% chance. So let's get a little tweaking going on there. Team number 5 is the Hasguard team. Mixed reviews on Hasguard. At 1 million plus, they're a tough team. When Sif is big enough that she can't get her taunt stripped, it's time to switch her over to a Fortifier. In the future, when ISOs are free and raining from the sky, ISO Fortifier T 2.5 is going to be amazing on her, but of course, we're not there yet. I like everything you're doing with this team. I think it's fine. The placement's fine. The ISOs are fine. You have alternative choice with Mighty Thor as a Striker, or with Valkyrie as a Raider also. Doesn't matter, either way is pretty good. It's a 1 million team, so that's good. Let's go gear tier 14 on Mighty Thor. If you've invested in this team enough that it warrants taking her up one more notch, and then I think you're going to be ready for the Scourge and everything. For those of you who haven't built this team yet, hold off building it. I'm not sure that this is the choice for Scourge. I don't see the sustain in this team. I think it's more of the sack team that you're going to throw in and come in with something else like a wave 1 with all those healers on it. Not sure yet. We'll have to see. Watch your local content creators for more info. I'm going to go A- on this. I just want Mighty Thor up to G14. Team number 6 is the New Warriors with Doc Ock and Loki. Loki changing the speed so that Cloak goes before Deathpool. Deathpool will then have an opportunity to spread blinds plus other stuff. Loki also giving that defense down with the 7 red stars. That'll probably stick with him as a 5 level 4 skirmisher. So you can't see because my fat arm and microphone are in the way there, but we need to get Loki to a level 5 skirmisher. Don't miss out on that focus boost. The green ions are cheap enough you can afford to do that, and him landing that defense down on a target could be important, and using him elsewhere for that same feature, changing speed and landing a defense down on someone, it's worth it. So put the ISOs in there. Otherwise, Doc Ock is adding the deflect to Cloak and Loki, helping keep them alive a little bit longer and avoid Cloak getting ability blocked and stuff. That's okay. I think that Cloak is going to go so fast that he's going to do his thing before Doc Ock adds the deflex to him. So I don't know. I kind of like a different person in here other than Doc Ock. I don't see the synergy happening so much with Doc Ock. It's just kind of the heals keeping the team alive. Once this team once Dagger does her ult, it's kind of like game over. But I don't see people allowing that to happen. I think you'd be better off with a big red guardian in here or something. or someone doing an early cleanse to make sure that the ability blocks are off of the team and allowing it to happen. So I like somebody better, and I like more ISOs on Loki, but otherwise you're doing good with your ISO choices. Even though we have 2 strikers and 2 skirmishers, you're putting out a lot more vulnerables with the kit from the new Warriors here, so that's okay. I'm gonna go B+ on this one. I'm just not excited by Doc Ock on this team. 7 is the Heroes for Hire. This is fine. I don't mind the placement or the ISOs. The only thing I have a problem with is the ISO on Iron Fist. You have him as a healer. He's gonna get heal block with all the counters that come into it, so healer's useless. You're better off going with anything else. I like Skirmisher or Raider for that crit damage on his big punch. Your choice. Doesn't need to happen. I mean, the team's scary enough as it is, but honestly, I think it's a little bit of a waste. So I'm gonna go A- on this one. Team number 8 is the SA with Coulson instead of Fury. Now, Fury on defense is a liability. If this team is security or adjacent to security, then Coulson is the hot sauce for this team. He'll go early and proc Kestrel's passive, making her do tons of damage into those defense downs. You don't even need to build Coulson big for that. He just needs to pop off early, and I think he will. So even though there's a little bit of a power discrepancy on this team, I like Coulson here. I don't think you need to build him up anymore. He's not worth putting any more power into. Everything else is fine, although let's maybe move Sam to the outside. I don't think having Sam on the inside is a good thing with that taunt. You're getting 2 people hit with splash damage and stuff. So I think what we should do is probably go let's go Sam on the right, then Kestrel, then Maria Hill, and then Carter and Coulson. So that's probably how it should go. So placement tweak. Otherwise, yeah, I'm liking everything else you got going on here. You could make Kestrel a Raider for some more vulnerables on the field. I don't think it needs it because you got Coulson doing that also. Kestrel doing the double tap and all those vulnerables probably works well, but it's another choice. Kestrel's kind of like Surfer on defense. Raider's probably the way to go, and on offense, it's more of a striker. Your choice, though. I'm going to go A- just for the placement tweak. Team number 9 is the Young Avengers. Yeah, this looks great. I'm happy with everything you're doing here. I'm going to give you an A for that team. Lots of teal on that. Wow, it's a powerful one. Web Warriors. Here's the one that kind of upsets me. You have Miles in the corner. Miles starts out invisible. He should either be adjacent to Gwen or in the middle of the team. So I prefer going Gwen, Miles, OG, Punk, and then Scarlet Spider is how I like it, but you could also just swap places with Scarlet and Miles and put Miles in the center, dividing the team in half with his invisibility. Again, I really like that Hex Factor team to go into this. I'm punching up 300k reliably. The other day I tried a 400k punch up into a double buffed room, and I was unable to pull it off because it was the bridge, and I couldn't get Gwen out of stealth, and so I lost it. But I think I could have won that, a 400k punch up on a double buff room. If it wasn't in the bridge, I think I could have pulled it off. So great counter for this team. Real useful place to throw Hawkeye in the meantime. But honestly, I hate seeing Miles in the corner here with his invisibility. It's a bad play in my opinion. So I'm gonna go B+. I think that's a kind of a detrimental placement setting for you there. All right, this has been the theGoRa's defense. If you want your defense featured, just find the links in the description. While you're down there, hit that like button. Really helps me out, and I appreciate that. And you can always subscribe for more videos. I'm trying to put out about 6 different videos a week. Now that the kids are back in school, I'm gonna have some more time to do some of that edited content that I love doing so much. Remember, guys, don't just have a good game, be good to yourself and others too, and I'll see you next time. Bye.